The following conversation is with Nina Maglic. Nina is marketing coach, energy healer, and international speaker. Nina, it's such a great privilege to have you here with me today. I'm so curious about you and your story, and I have known you for a while right now. And I know that there have been lots of different movements and moving parts in your story as well. So I'm just curious to learn what motivated you to leave your corporate, safe job with 18 years of experience, marketing and strategy, and just to move to something completely different to energy healing.
First of all, hello everybody who is watching. I'm super excited to be here. And Ivona, thank you so much for having me on your podcast, on your show. I feel honored. Thank you so much. Actually, I never planned to be a healer. It accidentally happened because I was very, very sick and I was looking for a solution for my health. I had the bad cramps. Every time when I had a cramp, I was paralyzed for 1 hour. And I did all blood tests, all body scans, everything, but nothing showed why I have a pain. And there was a moment in my life when I left the hospital crying, defeated. I felt like they told me it's going to take us years to find the root cause of your problem. And I cried and I said, like, I cannot live one more day like this. And on my way home, I started remembering all these things that I've learned all these years. And I started learning energy healing at the age of 14 and started practicing with my grandmother. But I never understood the power of it until that moment when I said, like, look, I tried everything, nothing worked. Maybe the solution is somewhere else. And maybe alternative methods could help me with my pain. And I had nothing else to lose because I lost everything. I lost my health. I couldn't work. I barely could walk from the pain. And on my way home from hospital to my home, I scheduled a call with an energy healer in LA. And I was really scared, like what I'm getting myself into that, because how can she know what is wrong with me if she lives in LA and I'm in Vienna? But somehow in just 2 sessions, I became pain-free after 18 months of agony. And that changed my whole life. And I said, oh my God, I want to know what you know. I want to be able to help myself. Can you teach me? And I started learning about energy healing, really just to help myself. I never intended to be a healer. I wanted my health back. And all of a sudden, people started asking me if we can exchange sessions. I did a lot of courses. I met a lot of people, and they started like asking me to help them, and then help their friends and family members. And all of a sudden, I was booked like weeks in advance. And I said, "Oh my God, this is not hobby anymore. This is a real business." And this is how everything started.
That's so interesting. Just one question, because the energy healing in general, the field of alternative ways of healing faces just great controversies as well. There are many people just abusing or really misusing the power of energy healing in general. How did you find out if that person you contacted, or how did you find her? That's one question. The second one, how did you realize that that's the right person for you to work with?
Look, I was so desperate in that moment. I was always spiritual. I was always doing like learning about chakra balancing. I have been learning about that since the age of 14. And I knew this is something exists, but I didn't know that it's really powerful. And one of my teachers was instructor in Mind Valley. And I reached out to her. I said, look, my body is telling me something. I have no clue what it's telling me. Can you really help me? And then I scheduled a call, and that was it. I was just guided by the universe to reach out to this person and to change my whole life. I would say like that. At that moment, I didn't doubt anything because I lost everything, and that was for me a hope, and that I can get my health back.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And these days, I know that you're an energy healer, of course, but you also help healers to run their businesses, right? What's your approach for that?
While I was building my healing business, I had a lot of friends who were healers because I met them through different courses, of course, and we became friends. We would exchange sessions, we would practice together, we would reach out to each other when we had a problem, when we wanted to practice, when we learned about new tools, we got really excited. And I met amazing people all around the world, and I really, really loved them. And while I was building my healing business, I noticed that so many people struggle to build with their healing business. And it's not really their fault. We never learn how to build a business. We never learn how to be entrepreneurs. We learn how to be employees. And that's what school teaches us. And of course, if you never learn how to do business and if you have an employee mindset, it's really hard to build successful business. And I started really sharing my knowledge with my friends, healers. I said, look, this is what's working in my business, try it out. And they start getting results. And 3, 4, 5 years ago, I gave them even course. I created the whole course for healers. I said, like, look, I'm giving this course for you because you're constantly asking me about how to build business, how to write offers. I'm giving this course for you to you for free, and try it out. And they got amazing results. And then I kept being healer. I really focused on my healing business. And then there was a moment when I started getting a lot of clients who were in bad relationships, who were trying to build their businesses. I was helping them on an energetic level. And then I saw that I could help them change their energy, feel better in that moment, but nothing really changed their life because they didn't have financial resources to change their life. Many of them stayed in very abusive relationships because they couldn't sustain their own life, like they couldn't finance their life because they didn't have money. And I started teaching them how to build businesses. And all of a sudden, I started having huge, huge shifts in their lives. And then I realized my marketing background, my business background is my super healing power. And if I want to do something good for this world, I really need to change the focus and help people build businesses. And I also thought if I help all these amazing healers do something good for humanity, the whole world is going to change. And that's my whole mission, healing millions. With I help healers, they can do the work, and together we heal the world.
That's a beautiful mission. I can also imagine it took you a while to let's say, that's the sign from the universe.
Yeah.
There's the ambulance here. I can imagine it took you a while to come to that realization that your purpose, your life vision is much more bigger than you probably envisioned as a kid. Well, if you had the chance to talk to your, let's say, 14 years old girl, what would you tell her today?
I have to say, I grew up in a war. We had no electricity, no running water, no food, nothing for 3 years. It was really crazy. And every day you wake up and think, oh my God, am I going to survive today? And surviving just one more day was like a winning a lottery. And if I could tell that young girl, I was a little child at that time, you would do something big for the world, I wouldn't believe it because at that stage I couldn't help myself. And I couldn't help myself, I couldn't help my family. I was so like I really wanted to help, but I couldn't help anybody at that state. And of course, when the war was over, when we started really starting like living again and started adjusting to new life again, so many things changed, but nothing really, really changed until I started working on myself. And I moved to another country. I hope that I'm going to discover new heaven there. But the thing is, everywhere we go, we take our trauma, we take our pain with us, and nothing in life can really change until we change, until we dig deeper and understand our fears, our doubts, and our limiting beliefs, what is really preventing us and stopping us from living the life that we came here to live. And that really changed my whole life.
It's wonderful. I can tell you when I just listened to you, I had chills over my whole body. It has been such a journey for you, even to, as you mentioned, to live through the world and then to keep on probably on hoping that there is a better world for yourself. But what you mentioned also, what really started with me is that we need to start with ourselves. We need to start with uncovering our, pains and traumas and limiting beliefs, and then the world around us also shifts. And I can also imagine that you had a chance over the last years to help lots of people to exactly realize that. And if you can just share with us a few examples of transformations that you experience in your healing, that would be great.
Do you mean like experience I had or my clients had?
Both.
Okay, the biggest realization I have for myself was really overcome the biggest fears I had of really being visible. I was so scared to be who I am because my whole life I was trying to protect myself, hide myself, because when you grew up in the world, that's the only thing hide yourself. This is the way to survive. And it really helped me become who I am, visible. And I would never imagine talking to you right now, like 14, a girl, 14 years old. Like I would be so scared and shy to talk to camera. I would never imagine to go to world stages and talk and deliver the message to the world. I would never imagine that. That was not even possible for me. And one of the biggest things for me was overcoming my fear of heights, because I was so scared of heights. But my energy healing really helped me overcome that fear. Now I can really go to the glass, touch the glass, even if I'm on 10th, 100th floor, I have no fear anymore. And that was really realistic, like everyday situation that really helped me with my that healing really helped me with that. My clients had amazing results, different. Like I had a client who grew up in very abusive family. And for the first time in her life, she was able to heal that pain and forgive her father, forgive the whole family, and move forward with their life. And they start really becoming close to each other. I had clients who start talking to their parents who had never talked to, like for the last 20 years. It was really beautiful to see a relationship. I had the clients who were sleeping, who were so depressed, who were sleeping the whole day, like 14 hours per day, using all kind of medicine and doing all kind of therapy, but really what helped them is really getting safe in their body and feeling safe in their body, and really change the whole perspective, healing the parts of them that made them unsafe. And all of a sudden that person really was able to go through the world, express herself. She's now a musician, she's doing amazing thing in the world. And you can imagine somebody sleeping 14 hours per day for the last 8 years. And all of a sudden she was able, like, because she was so depressed, and now she was able to really tap into her like life purpose and start doing things and opening up to the world, and even standing on the stage and giving performance. That's a huge shift. I had a lot of clients who really were able to not only like scale their business, heal their business, like heal like pain from their business, because very often we have a me problem, not business problem. Very often our fears, our doubts, limiting beliefs are stopping us from living the best life, not only like best life in also business life, to expanding our businesses. A lot of people took their career really to amazing levels, like from an extraordinary woman working for government to being like now actors and being known for the world. Like one of my clients, movie star, having 2 3 movies published, released, and also writing books. All these things, like all these people were just ordinary people who chose to work on themselves, and that really opened the door to many, many, many great things. And the only reason why that happened is because they healed part of themselves that really was preventing them to living the life they really wanted to live. They had that dream. They always dreamed about something bigger and better for themselves, but they were so afraid of change, of fear of unknown, fear of judgments, fear of, oh my God, what other people are going to think about me if I leave my whole life behind and start doing something that I really want in my 50s or my 60s or my 70s. And that's the beauty of thing when you see people start living the life they truly, truly wanted to live, and finding the joy and love of their life, really feeling excited in the morning. And that's something that is priceless. And I think that's the most beautiful thing that you can give back to people: hopes, dreams, and joy of life again. And that's the most important thing. That's the biggest transformation I see with people, because all of a sudden they start living life fully.
That's amazing. And again, I have chills all over my body right now. Thank you for making this happen. Thank you for sharing your gifts with the world, because I feel like that's so precious, and you mentioned it's priceless, just people transforming and living their lives to the fullest. Um, and also congratulations to all of them, because what you mentioned was very important. You mentioned that they choose to make things happen, they choose to change, they choose to transform. So in a way, they also choose to face their fears. They choose to address whatever bothered them for years, and then transform that and heal these parts of themselves that prevented them from being any successful, which is really, really great. And congratulations to you as well on making
And
this
I just
happen.
add one thing here. I had a client who was in her 70s, and when you start living your full life in 70s, is really whole world shifts for you. And my clients regularly said to me, like, I wish I have known you earlier. Where were you? and and that's the truth. Like, you don't have to wait until you're 70 or 60 or 50. I had clients in their like 16, in 17, in their early 20s, working themselves and changing their lives. So the earlier you start, the better it is for you.
Amazing. Of course, it's also never too late, right? It's always great that people have this opportunity right now. And I feel like also these days, the awareness about different alternative ways of healing is much more higher than before. I cannot imagine that opportunity from my parents, who were living in the, and who grew up in a communistic country, because no one talked about these things at the time. But I feel like right now the society communities are just much more open to embrace different ways of healing and different ways of living in general. And talking about living, if you can imagine yourself in the future, what's your vision for yourself?
The biggest vision I have is really helping millions. I know it sounds like a big mission, but it's really not. I think
Mm.
it's a realistic mission, because if I help 100 healers and they help 1,000 people,
Then
it's
you're
a
very
very
much
big,
closer,
yeah,
yes, to that
yeah, we are
goal.
getting closer to that, and I know we can do that. That's my biggest mission. My biggest mission is to give light and peace and hope to those who live in the countries who don't believe this is even possible for them, because I know I grew up in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's a country without hope, and that's why I'm telling you this, because it's a country with constant wars. And in that moment, when somebody told me you can live better life, I would not believe them. And I want to tell other people who live in the same situation as I live that their life can be changed, and better life is possible and available to them.
Mhm. Absolutely. And with all of the things you're working on, because I know that you have multiple, businesses, multiple things and projects you're working on, is there anything specific that you focus on these days that you would love to also share with us, so we can then help you and amplify your message as well?
Yes, I having this project. It's called Healing Millions. One part is really just helping healers. It's a beautiful membership for healers where we do business, mindset, and healing work together. That's something we do, and that's my focus for the next couple of months and years. I'm going to publish my book. It's also called Healing Millions: Heal, Earn, and Impact Millions, doing the work you love. That's the next project. And there's also another project I'm working with, and I'm really super excited about this project. I'm more excited about this project than anything else. It's a project for kids who survived trauma, and to offering them free resources to heal. And I'm not doing this alone, just to be honest. I'm doing this with all amazing healers I've met through my life, and we are collaborating together to give all resources we find to kids from all around the world. Like, it's not specific just for one country. We are going to give this to every single kid in every country. We are going to have that in English, we're going to have that in different languages. So I hope we can reach as many kids as possible.
Mm-hmm. And basically, you have created your community from scratch, right? As you
Yes.
mentioned, that came basically by beautiful synchronicity, that you decided then to create your business, but then to help other people to create their businesses. Would you have any tips how to create, let's say, sustainable community?
Yes. First of all, you need to put people over profit. that's the main thing. Like if you're doing things just for making money, people will smell it, people will leave it. You need to have a bigger vision, and you need to believe it from your heart. You need to really lead with your heart. And that's the number one thing. And that makes people really stay in your community, be excited to be around you. When you really do things to serve and do things that make this world a better place, and you're not really thinking so much about making money. Money will follow the passion. When you do things, money will come. But when you first do things, make sure that you're really doing things that you're passionate about, that you're doing things that are good for you, for your business, for your clients, and for humanity. I also have a huge component of my business is really donating parts of my income to underprivileged kids, to provide them healthcare, education, and that's for me, and food, and that's for me the number one thing. I also do a lot of things that I'm not talking about, but that's the number. My mission is really not about me. My business is not about me. It's about every single life I touch, every single person I reach, and it's about them and what I can do for them, and that's the whole business model.
That's beautiful. Thank you for making this happen. Thank you for sharing all of your wisdom with us today. Is there anything else you would like to share? Any last, wisdom, word of encouragement, maybe, or words of hope that you would like to share with us?
Yes, if you have an idea that is sitting on your heart, then you really, really want to do it. And everybody's telling you're crazy, like why would you do that? And you know it's your soul project. It's something that you really, really deeply believed in. And even though nobody believes in that, I really want you to go and do it. Just do first steps, and you will see that people will come and join you for the mission. And whatever it is, what you want to do, don't wait until you're 60 or 70 or whatever age. Start doing it right now, because the best time to do it is right now. Yesterday is already gone, future is uncertain. The best time is to start any projects, to start anything in your life is now. And believe in yourself, work on yourself. The more you work on yourself, the better your life is going to be. Not only that you're going to feel better, but so many new opportunities are going to open up, and the whole new world is going to come.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Nina, for your time today. Thank you for sharing all of the wisdom and tools with us. And I'm looking very much forward to experiencing more from you and about you in the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Creative Bites. It's been a pleasure sharing these stories and insights with you. Remember, creativity is all around us, ready to be discovered, nurtured, and celebrated. I'm Ivona Fruda, and until next time, keep creating, keep exploring, and keep inspiring. Thanks for listening, and goodbye for now.